Good morning. Happy New Year. In light of restrictions on indoor gatherings and in an effort to keep everyone safe and healthy, I am pre-recording this State of the College presentation for streaming on the morning of our spring convocation. Many thanks to the Media Services team and Jocelyn Cazada for their invaluable assistance. I'd like to begin spring convocation with a student performance. In January 2019, we were treated to a performance by members of the MCC Dance Ensemble of a piece choreographed by Professor Amy Middlesex. Last January, we enjoyed a performance of one of the musical numbers from the fall 2019 theatrical production of Company under the direction of Professor Anna Demers. Today, we have the pleasure of watching segments of a collaborative performance by both dance and theater students entitled In the Time Of, which is a collection of plays and dance performances. I hope you enjoy watching.
Important question.
Sure.
Are you wearing pants?
Yes, I'm actually wearing pants.
Me too.
Me too.
Studying at all? I've been studying every night this week. His exams are brutal.
I hear that. I hear and feel that. You are 100% heard.
Great. Glad you hear it. So,
It is always such a joy to watch our amazingly talented students perform. Thanks to the student performers, Ilana Bain, Catherine Berry, Messia Blue, Sanjana Butala, Noah Cabrera, Erica Chuchuca, Juan Carlos Cruz, Julia Fisher, Renee Henderson, Shannon Howell, Alyssa Lund, Brendan McCooney, Jada Musa, Manuel Odar, Anve Patel, Amanda Rue, Jessica Riley, Janice Rodriguez, and Iman Zulfikar. Thanks also to everyone involved in making this performance possible. Liberal arts dance alumna Alicia Giglio, who choreographed one of the dances, Professors Middlesex and Demers, visual performing and media arts staff members Chris Abbott, Joe Valeriani, and Brian Weitz, VPMA Department Chair Annie Hogan, Acting Dean Terry Oros, Media Services team members Nick Gula, Sergio Labrego, Phil Pagan, and Ted Selden, and facility staff members Danny Grasso, Jamie Perez, and Ricky Sudnick. As you can see from this long list of faculty and staff members, this was truly a collaborative effort. Thanks again to all who helped make it happen. It is an understatement to say that this has been a challenging year. As an institution and a community, we have had to address a once-in-a-century public health crisis and figure out how to keep achieving our mission while also trying to keep everyone safe and healthy. My thanks again to everyone who participated last spring and summer in the planning that prepared us for this academic year. The members of the Return to Campus Task Force, led by Executive Director of Facilities Management Don Drost, and the Academic Restart Planning Task Force, led by Professor Pat Payne and Vice President Linda Scher. Thanks also to everyone who had to rethink how to do our jobs differently, how to teach, how to provide services to students, and how to support one another. And of course to the facilities staff who put in place safeguards to protect those of us who are currently on campus. At times, the work can seem daunting and exhausting. For those of us who prefer to work in person with others, the way we must work for now can be isolating. I have heard from many of you that, like me, you are missing connections with colleagues. While we cannot yet gather in person, I want to share a few of the ways that members of our college community are trying to maintain a sense of community at this time. Some supervisors are calling their team members on a regular basis just to check in. Many departments are using Microsoft Teams as a way to stay connected, both on a professional and social level. Library faculty and staff, members of the CELT team, and others facilitated the college-wide book club in the reading of and discussion about Dr. Ibram X. Kendi's book, How to Be an Anti-Racist. The Department of History and Social Sciences, led by Department Chair Tim Hack, hosted a trivia night. The Student and Enrollment Services Division has been holding bingo nights. Nearly 200 of us gathered in cyberspace for the annual campus holiday party for employees. Thanks to ringmasters Kevin Delina and Ode Hoppy for helping us all get into the holiday spirit. Please share with me what you are doing in your department, as well as ideas for new ways to foster and nurture our community spirit. Even with the challenges of working primarily remotely, we have been able to accomplish so much. Here are examples of accomplishments from the fall semester. In the area of teaching and learning, faculty explored new ways to engage students remotely, and the e-learning team has been doing its best to support instructors. Here are just a few examples. We have expanded the number of courses offered online. Just as an example, prior to this year, the Department of History and Social Sciences offered 34 distinct courses in an online format. This fall, we now offer 72 distinct courses online. As part of this expansion, nearly 100 adjuncts who never taught online at MCC before were trained by the e-learning staff, and their courses were vetted by Department Chair Tim Hack and Associate Chair Mirta Tejada. In addition, e-learning is getting ready to roll out a new course for instructors. CT 111, Design and Development of Online and Hybrid Courses, was developed by e-learning director Mike Sullivan, Associate Director Shannon Osborne-Jones, and Professor Celia Winchester in her role as e-learning faculty fellow. The e-learning department has been sharing a bi-monthly digest of strategies for engaging students in online learning. Professor Susan Altman had her art students participate in the Getty Museum Challenge, in which students select a work of art that resonates with them and uses household items to recreate the work. As you can see, her students did an amazing job. The hospitality, culinary arts, and dietetics faculty received videos submitted by students as they completed at-home lab assignments. Students enlisted their family members as tasters and food critics. We know that our students appreciated all that our faculty did for them this semester. Professor Jane Lasky McPherson shared this screenshot from the last session of her English 122 course. The entire class held up thank you signs at the end of the final class session. The admissions and recruitment team have been experimenting with new ways to recruit students in the absence of in-person events and have been targeting adult learners as well as high school students. Here are two examples. They held a first ever Cyber Monday event the Monday after Thanksgiving and accepted over 600 applications for winter session and spring and fall semesters. We are promoting the Community College Opportunity Grant, which covers the cost of tuition and most fees for students with an adjusted gross income of $65,000 or less and who enroll for at least 6 credits. In partnership with RWJ Barnabas, we recruited 21 employees who are now students at the college taking advantage of the CCOG grant. Every student-serving office has transitioned its services to online delivery. Here are a few examples. Academic Advising has created a virtual academic advising hub and Enrollment Services offers students live chat sessions with staff members. O'Day Hoppy has kept students engaged in extracurricular activities through his weekly Stay Connected Hour, which has featured guests from all over campus. The Language Club has held bi-monthly meetings on Zoom and hosted an International Day in which a number of students shared cultural presentations. Blue Colt Radio continues to operate, and students can listen either live or via the Blue Colt Radio app. Students also join the weekly Blue Colt Radio virtual meetings with Professor Luis Del Olmo, and everyone is invited to respond to the weekly Blue Colt Brain Teasers on the station's Twitter page. The library faculty and staff co-sponsored an Equality event with the MCC Feminist Collective Student Organization. The IT and Visual Performing and Media Arts departments collaborated in the refurbishment of 20 Perkins decommissioned iMacs to lend to students in the Media Arts and Design degree programs. Professors Maria Marshall, Elaine Poirier, and Richard Thompson, along with VPMA staff members Scott D'Elia and Joe Valeriani, worked with IT staff members John Mataliano, Eddie Onishak, and Rich Palesco to get the refurbished iMacs into the hands of students who needed them. The Tutoring Center and Library offered nearly 1,200 subject and writing tutoring sessions and fielded over 1,250 library instruction, research, and other library-related questions to support our students. ESL classes participated in the Perth Amboy Center Mentoring Program, spearheaded by Center Director Angelo Abreu and staff member Ashley Castiglia. The mentors work with instructors in lower-level ESL courses to assist students with tech issues and other assistance. The mentors are not tutors, but rather act as role models and as an additional resource for students. Feedback from students has been extremely positive. We have continued to serve our community. Here are two examples. Professors Andy Rubin and Brian McInerney delivered foods prepared by the Quality Food Production and Menu Design class to Elijah's Promise and the Ozanon Family Shelter in New Brunswick. They also supplied frozen meals prepared by HCD students to the MCC Cares Food Pantry for distribution to other students. As I reported at the fall convocation, the college is part of two U.S. Department of Labor grants focused on apprenticeships. One consortium is focused on healthcare training and the other on advanced manufacturing. Through these grant consortia, the college is developing pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship opportunities, as well as pathways to academic credit. The grants cover the cost of instruction, and support services for students such as transportation and childcare may also be provided. Grant-funded staff and other staff members in the Continuing Education Division have been enlisting employers to participate in these initiatives. Here are a few examples of other ways we've achieved this semester. Thanks to the ongoing efforts of K-12 Partnerships Director Kim Hooper and her staff, we continue to see an increase in the dual enrollment participation. From the 2016-2017 academic year to the 2019-2020 academic year, the number of participating high schools increased from 22 to 33, or 50%. The number of students participating increased from 1,951 to 2,352, or 20%. And the number of credits increased from roughly 8,000 to over 10,000. We also now have data that shows that dual enrollment has a positive effect on student outcomes, at least for students who elect to attend Middlesex. Data that Institutional Research and Assessment has shared with me shows that for students who started at the college in fall 2016 and fall 2017, those students who participated in dual enrollment while in high school prior to attending the college performed better than students who had not participated in dual enrollment in terms of grade point average and retention and graduation rates. In fact, for those two cohorts, the 3-year graduation rate was nearly 20 points higher for students who have participated in dual enrollment. The Marketing and Communications team produced another outstanding annual report. By the way, the 2018-2019 annual report garnered the Platinum Trophy in the 2020 Hermes Creative Awards competition, administered and judged by the Association of Marketing and Communications Professionals, which is the highest award in the competition. Congratulations to the Marketing and Communications team, especially graphic designer Olga Maya. The Middle State Self-Study Steering Committee led by co-chairs Professor Jennifer Appleby, Dean Megan Alai, and Linda Scher, finalized the self-study report and submitted it on time to the Middlesex Commission on Higher Education. Speaking of Middle States, we are in the process of preparing for the visit by the site visit team from February 28th through March 3rd. The Middlesex Commission has mandated that all self-study site visits be conducted virtually this spring. Watch for information in the next few weeks about opportunities to interact with the members of the site visit team during the upcoming virtual visit. In addition to the visit by the Middlesex site visit team, there are a number of important initiatives underway this semester, including the new Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Initiative, the new Policy Advisory Committee, and the development of a new 10-year college master plan. The DEI Advisory Council was scheduled to meet for the first time last Friday, and the associated task forces will meet for the first time in the next few weeks. I look forward to sharing updates with the entire college community about the work of those groups. The Policy Advisory Committee met for the first time in December under the leadership of Vice President Jeff Herron, and will be focusing on ensuring that our board policies are compliant with statutory and regulatory guidance, are up to date, and address emerging issues. The college's current master plan is nearing the end of its useful life. Middlesex County has generally provided the college with the services of AECOM, an international infrastructure consulting firm, to assist with the development of a new master plan under the leadership of Don Drost. The college master plan consists of three major components: facilities, credit and non-credit academic programs, and space utilization. The academic component will include an environmental scan. The new master plan will provide a roadmap for the next decade for the use of our facilities to offer cutting-edge programs and services and enhanced engagement with our community. Given the number of college-wide initiatives underway, I have decided to extend the current 3-year strategic plan by an additional 2 years, turning it into a 5-year plan. Many other colleges have moved to 4- and 5-year strategic plans in order to allow for sufficient time to track and measure outcomes. The current strategic plan has 4 strategic goals: MCC Gateway to Success, MCC guides students through the transition to college, supports them in selecting and completing a pathway to achieve their goals, and prepares them for post-MCC success. MCC focused on students. MCC promotes learning opportunities that broaden the boundaries of higher education and support. Engage with our community. MCC connects with employers, organizations, and individuals, and establishes partnerships and collaborations that improve learning and services for students throughout the community. And pride in our welcoming environment. MCC offers a spacious campus and 2 well-equipped centers with facilities and technologies that support teaching, learning, and student success. As part of their work, I am calling upon the members of the DEI Advisory Council to recommend a new strategic goal focused on equity. I have discussed this plan with the members of the Academic and Student Affairs Committee of our Board of Trustees. Once we have a 5th strategic goal, I will recommend to the board for approval an amended version of the current strategic plan for reaffirmation and extension for 2 more years. Talking about goals, I want to share an update on the key benchmark metrics by which we measure our success: enrollment, retention, and completion. Thanks to the institutional research and assessment staff for the graphs I am about to share. The first chart shows our fall credit enrollment for the past 9 years. That is the number of credits for which students were registered. The credit enrollment number is of greater importance than headcount, as it drives tuition and fee payments and is used in calculating the college's allotment of the funds appropriated by the state for community colleges each year. As you will see, credit enrollment has declined by nearly 25% over this period of time. As I reported earlier this semester, credit enrollment decreased this fall by 11.3% over last fall. Credit enrollment was strong for the winter session. We will realize approximately $250,000 in additional revenue this year after costs. Note that the winter session is by far the smallest of our 5 terms in terms of enrollment, comprising slightly less than 2% of the annual revenue from tuition and fees. As of mid-December, our spring enrollment was down 21% as compared with the prior year at the same time. I will share an update on spring enrollment shortly after the semester gets underway. The admissions and recruitment team, led by Director Lisa Rodriguez-Gregory, have worked incredibly hard to encourage students who are enrolled for the fall semester to register for spring semester courses. They've also been trying to recruit new students, as I shared earlier. As Lisa is fond of saying, recruitment is everyone's responsibility. I encourage us all to continue to be ambassadors for the college, reminding family, friends, and neighbors about the opportunities available at Middlesex College: credit courses, non-credit courses, workforce development and customized training, summer camp, the Child Care Center, amazing facilities available for rental, and much more. The next chart shows our fall-to-fall retention rate. Note that our retention rate has dropped a bit this fall. We believe this is due in part to the pandemic. The third chart shows our graduation rate. Note that the 3-year graduation rate for first-time, full-time students is now at 26%, an all-time high. The combined graduation rate of 26% and the transfer out rate of 15% creates the so-called success rate, which now is at 41% and is a percentage point higher than last year. And the graduation rate for male students climbed 4 percentage points from last year. I applaud our focus on continuing to improve these metrics. There remains much work to be done in terms of continuing to increase our retention and graduation rates, and especially to do whatever we can to ensure that all students are succeeding. We do not yet have comparative data for the other community colleges in New Jersey for the fall. I will share that data at the fall convocation in August. Just a reminder that the data on graduation does not fully reflect all that we are doing and how successful our students are. The graduation data in the last chart comes from what we are required to submit to the U.S. Department of Education through the Integrated Post-Secondary Education Data System, or IPEDS. The metrics used in IPEDS were designed primarily to measure student success at residential 4-year colleges and universities and track only those students who are deemed first-time and full-time, which represents less than 25% of our student body. The college recently elected to participate in the Voluntary Framework for Accountability, or VFA. Megan Elias shared with me why the VFA is a more accurate and appropriate reflection of student success at community colleges. The VFA was developed by community colleges for community colleges as a stronger set of metrics that better represent the students we serve and help institutions identify challenges and set goals for improved outcomes. IPEDS has long been criticized as being too narrowly focused on the cohort of first-time, full-time students. The VFA examines new and transfer students entering community colleges and includes both full and part-time enrollment status. The VFA also has 3 cohort types to further refine student success indicators by student enrollment patterns. For example, the credential-seeking cohort examines outcomes for those students who completed 12 or more credits within the first 2 years. While IPEDS is focused on retention and graduation rates, the VFA includes progress measures such as earned credits and successful completion of core math and English courses, in addition to persistence and graduation rates. I look forward in the future to reporting on success data measures both from IPEDS and the VFA. Now I would like to share an update on the development of a new marketing plan and branding strategy for Middlesex College. First, I want to thank the members of the marketing working group who invested their time over the past 7 months in working with TopRight, Vice President Michelle Campbell, and me. We have developed a new strategic marketing plan that includes a new logo. I also want to thank the nearly 100 employees who shared your thoughts about the new visual identity for the college. The vast majority of you preferred either the green and gold version or the green and navy version. You are now the first to see the new logo for Middlesex College. I have learned through this process that rolling out a new logo and institutional name is not like switching on a light. The process will take months and years. There are many things to change, including signage, stationery, business cards, the website, and swag, just to name a few. We are fortunate that Middlesex County has committed to covering the costs of the big-ticket items. Now that our new visual identity has been created, the exciting work of making it come to life across the college and within the community begins. Shortly, we will begin to roll out the new logo in phases. Plans are currently underway to share the new visual identity and logo at the following events this spring. We plan to have new exterior banners and signage at the Edison campus and the centers, as well as newly branded swag and admissions and recruitment materials ready in time for the open house in April. We plan to hold a ribbon cutting event in May to officially announce the college's new name and introduce the new logo to the community. In addition to these events, by the end of January, employees will have a newly branded signature line for their college email account. Please note that you will continue to see some items branded with Middlesex County College for a while as we deplete our current supplies. Replacements for such items will feature the new name and logo. We appreciate your patience as we begin to use the new name and logo everywhere over time. Please reach out to Michelle Campbell if you have questions related to the rollout of our new name and logo. As I wrap up my remarks, I want to recognize the accomplishments of colleagues who were awarded a doctoral degree in 2020. Alexandra Fields, English, earned an EDD. Taina Morales, Financial Aid, earned an EDD. And Catherine Purnaselvan, Nursing, earned a PhD. Congratulations, Dr. Fields, Dr. Morales, and Dr. Purnaselvan. Please note that these are the colleagues we are aware of who earned a doctorate last year. If you earned a doctorate, please let me know so we can acknowledge your accomplishment as well. It is also my pleasure to introduce our new full-time colleagues who were hired since the fall convocation. The new employees are Ellen Allegra, kindergarten teacher, MCC Child Care Center, and Lisa Haskins, student success coach, U.S. Department of Labor HealthWorks Apprenticeship Grant. In addition, a few MCC employees have assumed new roles at MCC since August. Abdi Acevedo, Warehouse Person 1, Steve Allen, Warehouse Person 1, Ian Englert, Mechanic 1, John McCauley, Lead Custodian, Brian Montalvo, Police Officer 1, and Mark Reefer, Police Officer 3. Welcome to our newest colleagues, and congratulations to our colleagues who are now serving in new positions. As we embark on a new year and a new semester, I thank you for your incredible efforts these past many months. Your perseverance and ingenuity are inspiring and have helped me to keep going. I have hope that with the rollout of the vaccines, we as a society may begin to relax the restrictions that are now in place. My hope is that by fall we will be able to offer a range of courses in person and bring most employees back on campus. I urge us to stay focused on our mission and to reaffirm our commitment to supporting one another as we do all we can to assist our students in achieving their goals. This concludes the State of the College presentation. Linda Schur has asked me to remind everyone that the Academic Affairs Convocation is scheduled to begin this morning at 10 a.m. on Zoom, and to check the schedule of CELT events for Wednesday and Thursday. Here's wishing all of us another successful semester.